The opponent not wanting to get farmed down, pivot out into the unshielded Dustmane. We send back out Mamoswine. Reach the high horsepower. High horsepower, gonna be massive overkill. Time to hit him with that bang. There it is. Shout out to the OG GOAT Oxford U for that quote. It's been a long time, buddy. Time to get back on that YouTube grind. So welcome back to the channel. Today we have a very fun battle submission for one of our channel regulars, GGDAWG. GGDAWG is showcasing two Pokemon that have had comdays, making it very accessible to obtain these Pokemon for the Open Master League. When I say very accessible, about as accessible as Master League gets, we'll leave it at that. The two featured Pokemon are going to be Hydreigon, a Pokemon that has been buffed this season due to Brutal Swing and now being cheaper. The second Pokemon is going to be Mamoswine, ironically not running its comday move because it got ancient power. Why? I don't know, and I don't think anyone does, to be honest. I am still on that night shift grind. 2 shifts down, 2 shifts to go. When I'm on night shift, I'll be honest, I don't have all that much time to make content. So GGDAWG very kindly edited these battles up himself. However, he has kind of cropped them really funky. The top part and the bottom part of the screen is missing, but we can still see what's going on. So with that being said, without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game 1, GGDAWG off to a tricky start, leading Mamoswine into Kyogre, an absolutely atrocious matchup. We see the save switch into Palkia. The opponent stays in, GGDAWG takes the initiative, fires off the Spatial Rend. The opponent invests the Protect Shield, and then send out Sylveon. As soon as I saw this Sylveon enter the arena, I was about to start trash talking this opponent for running Kyogre double charm. However, I can't quite believe my eyes. This opponent's opting for Quick Attack, so I guess we'll give him a pass. The Quick Attack variant of Sylveon generating energy objectively quicker than the Charm variant. However, they're applying very little fast move pressure. With that in mind, GGDAWG sees the opportunity to save Palkia and potentially pivot back out into Mamoswine. GGDAWG invests both Protect Shields, blocking up 2 Moonblasts, and he's going to return fire with the Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail forces the Protect Shield. GGDAWG looks to fire off the next one, but the opponent makes a very nice catch, catching the Aqua Tail back onto Kyogre. GGDAWG opts to send out Hydreigon. Hydreigon going to have to tank a charge move. Hopefully this isn't a Blizzard. Oh crap, it is a Blizzard. Hydreigon straight in and straight out, getting one shot from near full health. We send back out Palkia. Palkia able to get the full Dragon Breath farm down. I would usually be looking at the top right of my screen to see what comes in, but as it's Crop Strange, I can't do that. But I did see a Quick Attack come through, so back out comes Sylveon. Sylveon going to be removed from the field of play with the Aqua Tail. The opponent's final Pokemon is Yveltal. GGDAWG going to fire off the Spatial Rend. Spatial Rend won't quite be lethal. We need to pivot. If not, we're going to get farmed down. Hopefully this opponent isn't on Focus Blast, but even if they are, Mamoswine going to be able to outpace to the Avalanche, and Avalanche is going to be all she wrote with GGDAWG off to a 1-0 start. GG's, and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, we see Mamoswine into Dragonite. A much better lead. We're going to be hitting the double super effective with the Powder Snow damage. The opponent opting to stay in. The opponent builds up some energy, potentially look to catch onto Metagross. The Metagross save switch is swiftly answered with Hydreigon. Hydreigon going to be hitting for resisted with the Dragon Breath, but this Brutal Swing going to land for some massive damage. GGDAWG could potentially look for the one shield and farm down, but he's actually willing to tank the charge move. Hydreigon showing respectable bulk because Meteor Mash is a very good move. Hydreigon able to win the 0 shield, leaving minimal farm for the returning Dragonite and a charge move to go. Back out comes Dragonite, Brutal Swing, goes unshielded, getting Dragonite down to around a 3rd health. As the opponent save switch to Steel type, I'm almost certain this is going to be the OG line of Dragonite double Steel, and if that's the case, we are sitting in a very nice position. We send out Palkia. Palkia goes to the one shield, full Dragon Breath farm down. I'm almost certain it's going to be Excadrill in the back, and out comes the Steel Mole. Palkia, loading on energy, going to fire off the Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail, not the best move, but will be commanding a Protect Shield as Excadrill is insanely glassy. As is the non-shadow variant of Excadrill, Palkia might actually survive this move, but I agree with the no shield as Mamoswine does have energy bank from earlier, and we're going to be able to outpace to the double charge move required to win this game. You know the drill. The first Avalanche will be forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield, and the second Avalanche is easily going to pick up the knockout. Avalanche, a very good move. 2.0 DPE, 45 energy for 90 damage. GG's, and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, lead Shadow Mamoswine into Kyogre. Clearly GGDAWG has upset them algorithm gods, as these Kyogres are catching him in the lead time and time again. We utilise the Palkia save switch. We see the opponent build up a boatload of energy before pivoting out into Mewtwo. I don't really agree with the opponent taking so long to send out Mewtwo. Mewtwo, a very spammy glass cannon. It functions very nice with an energy lead or a shield advantage, and in this scenario the opponents give themselves neither. The opponent did correctly shield up the spatial end. We then landed the Aqua Tail. Palkia still outside of Side Strike range, but the question is, can they Psycho Cut Farmers down before the next Aqua Tail's reach? Palkia looks to reach the Aqua Tail. Unfortunately, we're unable to get it. Mewtwo survives on quite literally 1 HP in a dream. We send out Hydreigon. Hydreigon gets the Dragon Breath farm down and a running start. Out comes Rhyperior. We pivot back out into Mamoswine, baiting back out Kyogre. The opponent opts to dump energy, and I agree with GGDAWG. Just no shield this move and look to get an absolute ton of energy on Hydreigon, opening up the door to potentially flash cannon that Rhyperior. GGDAWG opting to throw here. I personally would have overfarmed massively, because unless they're going to build up towards a blizzard, we're really not threatened by anything in Kyogre's arsenal. Is that lack of overfarming going to cost us this battle? GGDAWG still has 2 Protect Shields to hide behind. We're going to shield up the break-in swipe, hopefully no debuff. Okay, we didn't get the attack drop, which is advantageous for us. GGDAWG doesn't even build up to the flash cannon before firing off the Brutal Swing. Brutal Swing forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. The opponent is now 3 Mud Slaps off the next break-in swap. The question is, can we outpace to the flash cannon? I think the answer is yes. GGDAWG doesn't commit to it, settles for the Brutal Swing. I really don't think this is going to be enough to get the job done. Brutal Swing gets Rhyperior low. Rhyperior able to reach the next break-in swipe. I think that was a very winnable game for us. So a few different things could have been done there. We could have massively overfarmed on the Kyogre, or just committed to the flash cannon there in the end game. Moving on to the next battle. We see the Battle of Glass Cannons, Mamoswine into Excadrill, a pretty neutral matchup. Mamoswine and Excadrill are going to pace at the same speed to the charge moves, taking 12 turns apiece. GGDAWG going to invest the Protect Shield, blocking up the incoming Drill Run. For good timing here, we should throw 1 Powder Snow and the charge move, or potentially 4. GGDAWG opts for 3, which is alignment. So when using 2 turn into 3 turn, you want to throw 1, 4 or 7. So the idea is, when you throw a charge move, you want to give the opponent as few free turns as possible. So if you threw 1 Powder Snow and the charge move into 1 Mud Slap, that's 2 turns into 3 turns. If you was to throw 4, it's 8 turns into 9 turns. We saw GGDAWG pivot into Palkia, baiting out Togekiss, which is very nice, meaning Hydreigon now no longer has to see it. Mamoswine does have residual energy. We send back out the Mammoth. GGDAWG this time does throw up very nice timing. 4 Powder Snows and the charge move, looking to move this Togekiss from the field of play. The opponent opts to invest to Protect Shield. GGDAWG definitely going to be shielding this up, as Hydreigon cannot handle this Charma with this much health remaining. Oh boy, it looks like we're looking for that Powder Snow farm down. It looks like we might have actually simultaneously KO'd, so GGDAWG opts to snipe with Hydreigon, and out comes Rayquaza. Hydreigon has an energy lead, so we're going to be able to outpace to the Brutal Swing. Brutal Swing gets the Glassy Rayquaza insanely low, and they look like they're in 1 Powder Snow range. Rayquaza fires off the break-in swipe, picking up the knockout. Back out comes Mamoswine. The opponent looks to snipe with a Mud Slap. GGDAWG like, nah, I see it coming in. Fires off the Avalanche. Avalanche picks up the knockout. Back out comes Rayquaza. The Powder Snow registers before the Dragon Tail does, so we're able to take that game. Heading into the next battle, we see some Shadow and Shadow Crime and Mamoswine into Shadow Mewtwo. Mamoswine certainly not going to fancy tanking a Side Strike. However, a Pokemon that is going to fancy tanking one is Hydreigon, as Dark double resist Psychic. Despite Shadow Mewtwo hitting like an absolute truck, that literally did very minimal damage. Our Hydreigon save switch is answered by Yveltal, and we're going to see the battle of the Dark types. This Yveltal still running Snarl. Snarl used to be the preferred quick move of choice, but Sucker Punch now one of the best quick moves in the game. So if you're going to use Yveltal, TM it to Sucker Punch. We tank the Oblivion Wing, fire off the Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon forces the Protect Shield. The opponent looks for the Snarl farm down, which we're unable to get. Is this Brutal Swing going to be enough to knock out? I guess we'll never know, as the opponent invests their final Protect Shield. You never want to be all shields down when there's a Mamoswine on the battlefield. Speaking of which, the opponent sends out Necrozma with no Protect Shields. Too hard beyond Mamoswine. Going to get in on the big boom action. Get that Necrozma off my screen. Back out comes Yveltal. This is going to be the easiest Protect Shield of GGDAWG's GBL career. The opponent fires off a Dark Pulse. They've already shown Oblivion Wing, so I've got no idea why they'd throw Dark Pulse. I guess this is lower elo, but Dark Pulse and Oblivion Wing both cost exactly the same amount of energy, but Oblivion Wing does hit harder. Just the unshielded Mewtwo does remain. Mamoswine still not done. Gonna fire off the Avalanche. Shadow and Shadow Crime picks up the knockout, and that's gonna be all she wrote. GGDAWG able to chalk up a very nice 4-on-1 in that set, getting towards 2100 elo. Heading into the next battle, we see Shadow Mamoswine into Porygon. What a cool pick from the opponent. Porygon has access to Tri Attack, a very good move that not only has a 50% chance to lower your opponent's attack, but also their defense. Alongside Tri Attack's got access to nuke charge moves, a Solar Beam, a Zap Cannon, Blizzard, and even Hyper Beam. We make the catch. The opponent's nuke move is Blizzard. Palkia able to withstand the damage as that only hits for neutral. The opponent then sends out their own Hydreigon able to get the Dragon Breath farm down before we get off any chip damage, even throwing an Aqua Tail. GGDAWG now enters the mirror. The opponent commits to their Flash Cannon. They don't get there. So in that scenario, what I like to do is last second, just throw the charge move you've got. Perhaps the opponent's counting will let them down, and they will invest a Protect Shield when they don't need to. Back out comes Porygon, that's very swiftly greeted with the Brutal Swing, forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield. GGDAWG pivots back out into Mamoswine with a 2-0 shield advantage. We invest a Protect Shield. The opponent fires off the Tri Attack. They don't get the attack drop. Out comes Chandelure. Oh, baby. I'm so sorry, Chandelure. Chandelure straight in and straight out. Porygon returns to the arena and swiftly exits the battle. GG's to that trainer. What a spicy team. In the next battle, Shadow Mamoswine sees Dragonite in the lead. The opponent says no thank you. Pivot into Rhyperior. GGDAWG builds up some energy before counter swapping in his Palkia. Despite Rhyperior being in a type disadvantaged matchup, it can more than hold its own here, especially with an energy lead. GGDAWG looks to call the break and swipe the opponent, full send the Rock Wrecker, getting Palkia very deep in the red. I would have liked to see GGDAWG throw this Aqua Tail before the opponent reached that break and swipe. You always want to force the opponent to make the first shielding decision of the battle. The opponent can now match shields as they do and flip alignment and even leave with residual energy good to go. GGDAWG sends back up Mamoswine. Mamoswine can tank this break and swipe, but it looks like he wants to keep as much health on his Mamoswine as he physically can. We already know Mamoswine can potentially nuke that Dragonite. What's that third? We see GGDAWG aggressively send out Hydreigon just to be hard punished by Florges. Again, we don't build up to the nuke move. The opponent rightfully disrespect the Brutal Swing. I think this is GG's and not in our favour. Again, we don't build up to the Flash Cannon. This is just going to allow Florges to massively overfarm. The opponent builds up to 100 energy. Disarming Voice easily going to pick up the knockout as it's double super effective. I think barring the opponent having a heart attack here, this is game over. The opponent can very easily just shield up this Avalanche, fire off the Moonblast. Mamoswine, not known for its bulk, Moonblast is going to pick up the one-hit KO, and we are going to take a heartbreaking loss. Once again, a few plays could have been made differently, but we're all learning day by day. GG's to that trainer. In the next battle, we see a type advantage matchup for us, but the Sucker Punches ironically do about the same as the Powder Snows. The opponent stays in, well at least they did for a little bit, and then concede the match. I don't quite know why. I'm not really sure what to say, other than we're going to move swiftly on. A very nice lead for us. Mamoswine able to hit Landorus's ground flying type in for double super effective. With Landorus's slower pacing this season, we might actually be able to commit to the one shield. Full Powder Snow farm down. They're 6 off. Can they get there? It's going to be close. The opponent look to reach the next Santia Storm. They don't get there. Mamoswine leaves absolutely loaded. Out comes Palkia. We're going to fire off the Avalanche. Avalanche force a Protect Shield. And we see the pivot into the mirror. As these battles are strangely cropped, I can't see the CP on this opponent's Palkia, but I think they're underleveled as our Dragon Breaths are doing more than the Dragon Tails. We fire off the Spatial Wren, the opponent invests that Protect Shield, the opponent recognise they're not going to be able to Dragon Tail farm us down before we Dragon Breath farm them down. Do fire off the Aqua Tail. The opponent does have energy, but they're in one Dragon Breath range. The correct play here is to send out Hydreigon as they will get sniped. Hydreigon does get that snipe. The opponent's final Pokemon is Togekiss. Sadly, we're not going to reach a Flash Cannon as we are taking double super effective from these charms. We do fire off the Brutal Swing for some chip damage. We then go for the Wham Bam combo play, serving up the Big Mac and the fries, and Avalanche going to knock this pesky Charma from the skies. GG's and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, We see Mamoswine into Rhyperior, a type advantage matchup for us, but Rhyperior going to do what Rhyperior always does and more than put up a fight, as it has a monstrous stat product and a very good moveset. The opponent makes a very nice avalanche catch onto Zacian. Zacian invests that Protect Shield. Oh boy, how do we beat a Zacian on this team? I guess our best answer is Mamoswine with a huge energy lead. So we may as well stay in. The opponent even debuffs himself instantly, which is a mistake, as that'll mean this avalanche now will be picking up the knockout. The opponent invests their final protection, which is certainly a mistake, as we are going to be able to outpace. We actually see the banking of the avalanche and the pivot into Palkia. Once again, I'm not entirely sure if I like this pivot, as it does mean that Zacian is still alive and will still be a problem later on. Out comes Duskmane. Duskmane looks to pick up the knockout, firing off the Dark Pulse. GGDAWG happy to let Palkia down, saving his final protection. We now send out Hydreigon. Hydreigon just needs to be mindful of a potential Sunsteel Strike. GGDAWG gonna fire off the Brutal Swing before the opponent potentially reach the nuke move. Brutal Swing gets the opponent low. We've just got to save our final protection from Mamoswine. Even if this is a Sunsteel Strike, so be it. Sunsteel Strike isn't quite lethal. We see the pivot into Mamoswine. Mamoswine able to get the full Powder Snow farm down. Back out comes Rhyperior. GGDAWG finally going to burn the final protection, blocking up the incoming Breaking Swipe. Please no debuff, please. I didn't see if we got debuffed. The opponent makes the catch back onto Zacian. Avalanche picks up the knockup. Back out comes Rhyperior. We reach one further avalanche, and this is going to be all she wrote. A very, very dicey game, but we're able to emerge victorious. GGDAWG giving me somewhat of an anxiety attack, which is never great when you just wake up from night shift. I'm only kidding, buddy. GG's. Huge shout out to GGDAWG for bringing us a very fun showcase in the Open Master League, featuring 2 Pokemon that are quite accessible by Master League standards. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button if you're new. Consider subscribing if you like your battles featured on my channel. A link to a battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thank you to everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.